our sweepstakes for your own sign right now at hashmarksports.com. Go there and log in, become a member. Of course, you've got to go to YouTube, become a subscriber, and you will automatically qualify for our winner take all, your own jam panel sign. They have their own new fabrication shop, and they're doing their own panel, aka the jam panel. Here it is, right here, folks.
And that's impressive. A big shout out to Jams. That is amazing.
This is their panel. Panel, and this is they're into this business. They're making signs. They're doing a lot of fabrication on major buildings. It's a division that they're trying to get into. So we have a massive contest going on right now. You go to hashmarksports.com. You subscribe to our YouTube. You become a member on our website. We're gonna put you into the raffle. End of the season, we'll be giving away a nice sign of your choice, anything you want.
A Jams Jan.
Yeah, Johnny Jammer or Johnny's. So that's this, and thank God. We're all gonna get one too, by the way. So start thinking of what you want for your design. If you want this, they'll bring it to your house. It's all for you. Jam Soul. Show is sponsored by Jam Soul, John's Architectural Metal Solutions, Inc. They bring designs to life. Aluminum composite panels, pre-finished plat panels, flush metal panels, and, of course, their very own jam panel, which you can see right here in the sign behind me that they made for us. This is their own jam panel. They manufacture and design this jam panel. You can see this same panel that is on buildings for metal fabrication as well as custom fab. Custom fabrication, you can get your own sign. Get your own sign today at jamsoul.com. Jamsoul, the official partner of Hashmark Sports, Hashmark Media, right here. Welcome into the Hashmark Show. This is week 6. After a horrendous week 5, we find ourselves here with our eyes on what could be a good week 6. As things have not turned out great tonight. No, the Chicago Bears have lost to the Washington Commanders in Thursday Night Football, which for any Bears money line backer, it's just been horrendous. The 4th and goal, the pass off the helmet with Justin Fields, it's bad. Boys, let's talk. What were your thoughts? Let's bring them all in. How we doing? What a fucking shit show, huh?
They're making them look bad because they're not letting them pass the ball. Like, what's he getting? Like 17 to 20 attempts every game? I mean, how are you going to look? How are your numbers going to look good when you only get 17 attempts per game?
He went 14 for 27, a buck 90, 1 TD, 1 inning.
Got the Bible at the window. Y'all can meet me there at the window.
At the window.
Meet me at the window, baby.
Eddie, you go golfing today or no?
No, I got this little whatever. That's all I had today.
You look good, baby. You look good.
Yeah, so I had a plus 950. I had Brian Robinson touchdown, over 34.5 yards for the rushing. Brian Robinson rushing over 34.5, under 84.5 for David Montgomery rushing yards. Nice. And that tie first quarter, baby. Man, that third eye, bro. I'm telling you.
Hey, man, good shit, baby. Good shit.
I almost hit that plus 1,700 for that overtime with the Chiefs, bro. That shit. I was like, why didn't Devontae Adams push the coach?
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, bro, I needed that. I called that on the show, too.
That go for 2 was a little suspect.
A little. I mean, I guess I kind of understand it, and I liked it personally, having the plus 7.5. But yeah, as far as it was a little iffy.
I could understand if there was no time on the clock.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it was kind of like locking in the cover because if he doesn't go for that 2 and they're tied up, what do you think Andy Reid's going to do? I mean, he could have went down there and got a box check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just made Andy Reid say, all right, I'm just going to slow it down, try to burn that clock out.
Casey's kicker, I mean, he's kind of suspect. He missed, 2 2 chip shots. Well, what was 41?
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, they were bad, bro.
Yeah, I think that the analytics would definitely say go for the 2 there if I was a coach too. So I don't disagree with it.
Dude, B-Rob, man, B-Rob looking strong though. He's a hard ass runner.
And he was my top guy for the anytime touchdown prop because they kept showing him like mini mint, you know what I'm saying? Because he got shot. And they was calling 50 Cent was posting and shit.
Yeah.
And I knew they were trying to get him the ball. I mean, this bro just got shot. He's showing that heart. Yeah. You know, give him the ball, let him see what he can do.
My one guy, my one buddy, Blood, he locked it in anytime tutty. I think on Tuesday was plus 280. I got it at plus 220 today. So I mean, it was dropping. I think it closed at maybe 185. So it was trending. It was definitely trending.
What about that dude on the Chiefs that went off that game, Pacheco or whatever? Who the fuck is that guy? Oh. Man, that boy could run.
Yeah, the rookie.
They always
Andy
got
Reid,
some
man. It's all Andy Reid.
like, you know.
Maybe we take a look at
I got a fucking beef to settle with the NFL tonight and these stupid fucking goal line plays.
Dude, they're not
scoring.
scoring.
Definitely should have won that game. Like,
so
it seemed like they weren't even like trying to win.
Well, look,
like
no, I disagree. I think to me that shows that you are trying to win. Actually,
that's what I'm saying. They're trying
because you kicked the 2 field goals. Mm-hmm. Then you maybe win the game. But if you punch those both in the box, I mean, you clearly win this game. It's a no if and a but.
They're definitely trying to win a game. They're trying to win a game. They're definitely trying to get it.
That's what it looked like to me for him going for it there. I think a team that's tanking kicks the field goal there, in my opinion. So I got to take back my
CI's gonna like that.
But give it is one game and it's a primetime game. So if the Bears would want to try to win any game, it would have been this one. So
yeah. What is the date? The 15th. We just watched probably the worst game.
13th.
It's the 13th. We're one day away from Friday the 13th. We just watched the worst football game in NFL history. We thought it was last week between Denver and whoever the fuck they played, but now you had the Washington Commanders playing the Chicago Bears.
They are who we thought they were.
You're right.
Wow.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say. I mean, the Bears, the under. I mean, if you're not betting the under, I mean, were you outside today?
That's fine. I was out there. Yeah, I had practice. The
under was a lot. You know,
I was on the over.
50 Cent scored a touchdown. You know, pretty good game. I mean, Justin Fields, he's just missed. He's not the one. I mean, like I said in the chat, it's not looking good, man. Because the commentator, I mean, you know, with technology now, we see the miss receivers, you know,
miscues,
the miscues, yeah. So
they look like shit. And I try to get cute. Me and DJ try to get cute. Mm-hmm. I mean, personally, I thought I was telling the thread that it felt like who was it? The Pittsburgh Browns. It felt like that kind of game where the word was going to be on the under. Let's get cute, hit the over. We hit that day, not today. Today we got smacked in the mouth. But I did hit a anytime tutty. B-Rob, shout out to Blood for giving me that nice play. Thank you, boss.
Knotz, you brought up a great thought earlier. You said, this might not be a tank situation. Eddie said this was Battle of the Tanks. What are your thoughts on this Bears team? What a fucking bad game.
So me looking at it, because the Bears isn't my team, I want to look at some of the positive things. And I think Fields looks pretty good considering the situation he's in, the roster he has around him, the coaches he's had to be around. I think Fields has a lot of potential. Me watching this game, that's the way I feel. And I think you guys got an elite defense. And I think if you do tank this season and you get a nice draft pick and you got huge cap space next year, I think the Bears could be a really, really good team next year. Possibly the winners of that division.
That's where
it sounds like every Cubs and Sox fans as well. Next year, but that's another story.
Well, I'm not a fan. This is just me watching it from my perspective of football. And
you're right. You're right. And I think that This is a pure example and a pure embarrassment in the National Football League on many levels. I mean, you can't have. Can we just really quick talk about the fourth and goals that aren't hitting? They're not running the ball in the end zone. These pass plays that are going off helmets. I mean,
and that's league wide. It's not just the Bears. It's league wide. And you could tell. I mean, I don't think DJ or Knotz in fantasy, maybe Eddie is, but you see it in fantasy that nobody's even killing it. Like we got Geno Smith fucking in number 5 QB in fantasy right now. I mean, nobody's killing it. Devontae's bottom of the fucking toilet bowl. Chase bottom. You know, I mean, I don't know. Just you see it in fantasy that it's these overs are not hitting. It's all about the undies this year.
Eddie, any thoughts here on football in general, National Football League? Go to Ricky.
Definitely, followed the steam. Opened at 39.5, ended at whatever it was, 37.
37 and a half, I think.
Be there.
Commanders, they lost like 4 games in a row, 3 games in a row or something like that. Washington should have won last week. I mean, they were right at the goal line against the Titans.
Eddie.
That's the coin toss game. You can't look at your Knotz. I know
why you got to bring that up on us, bro.
My bad.
Me and Rick, we were trying to put that behind us, bro.
It put me in extreme mopeville going into the 3:30 games. I couldn't kick it, and my wife knew because she just knows the vibe, right? She knows what I'm celebrating. She hears me from the back, and she's like, "You didn't hit that, did you?" Oh God!
Fuck no, you didn't.
What? I go. What's for dinner? I'm getting tired. I'm getting hungry.
You made it up for it Monday.
But Rick, in theory, I think we were on the right side. It was one of them ones, man.
I mean, say first and goal at the 2. Like I said, pass, interception. I mean, come on, do something.
Why pass?
Oh,
run. It wasn't even like Rivera. It was almost weird. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm putting that one behind me.
Yeah, this one's over. All right, so thank you for that.
Oh, yeah. But so that had a big impact because I told you guys my parlay. I just needed that. So if Washington would have punched it in, I would have hit the 13 parlay. Would have hit a nickel on a Washington money line. Everything it was a $2,000 swing. It was a 2K swing.
Yeah, 100%.
That it was huge.
I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as we said, welcome into the Hashmark Show right here, HashmarkSports.com, Hashmark Show on YouTube, Spotify, wherever wherever you're listening to this. No CI this weekend. He is on a special assignment out in TENEKEE. TENEKEE.
And he's going to the game, right? He's going to college.
Going to Alabama, Tennessee game. Nuts. Any thoughts on Alabama, Tennessee? We had a monster loser with LSU a couple weeks ago. Totally fine. Everybody was on it. And there's been a lot of fucked up shit going on in college football. That said, any thoughts on Tennessee, Alabama? I don't have any other than maybe the over here.
Slam Alabama.
Okay, there we go. I like that. And I like that. Just crisp slam because everybody and their mother's going to be in Tennessee, especially what they did against LSU, right? Or no?
Look, this is one you don't gotta say much.
We got to cover this.
Slam Alabama.
Okay, I like that. Rick, your thoughts here. We got to talk about it because Ireland's there. Eddie, you have a super advantage here because you can look up whatever you want at this point. I'm going to look up.
No, I do definitely lean Bama. They've had some close, weird games. Dumbing down to their competition right here. They got some comp. They fucking show up and show out. They bring the win. They bring the cover. Easy first half too. First half game. Bama.
Is the Fontaine
slam
game,
Bama?
So you're saying slam Bama for game, right? Not
and first half. Yeah.
And first half.
I maybe possibly trifecta. Maybe just all the way through.
Okay, we're gonna have to call. We're gonna have to make the phone call later because we might be involved on Saturday. Didn't think I was, but now I ain't. Because we
can tell you something about this Alabama game to think about too.
Okay, go ahead.
This is something that nobody's really probably gonna think about. So Deontay Wilder, he's from Alabama. He fights as well. The last time Wilder fought, he lost to Tyson Fury, and Alabama lost to Texas A&M. I believe that was October 9th, 2021, last year, right around now. But yeah, I would say that Wilder wins. and Alabama covers. So
I like it. I like it.
Boom, win-win. Alabama.
What's the line at?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay, I don't have it pulled up.
Not you got
minus
the line
7.
on that.
Okay,
minus 7.
Yeah, that seems light. Easy for Alabama to cover, no problem. It's going right into Jam Soul Lock of the Week. We're going to start with Mr. Knotz. What do you got here, Knotz, for our Jam Soul Lock of the Week?
So, Jam Soul Lock of the Week. I have 2 systems that are going oppie of each other here. The first one is you take the double-digit chalk after 2 ATS losses. The second one is you take the team the very next game after their coach gets fired. So we're clearly talking about the LA Rams and the Carolina Panthers here. So I'm just going to call the 2 systems a wash, right? Here's what I'm going to look at. Give me the defending Super Bowl world champions off 2 embarrassing losses against 2 elite defenses with the bye week on deck. Fade the Panthers, which usually that system is when the team hates the coach, okay? The vibe I get, the Panthers love Rule, man. They love him. They tried to play for him. They just didn't have it in them. Baker's out. That offense didn't work with Baker. What's P.J. Walker going to come in here and do? Just bring some type of energy to that completely pedestrian, abysmal offense? No, sir. The Rams win this game by 30-plus points. Give me the Rams, lay the wood. Let's go.
All right, I like it. Rick, where are you at?
I'm going to go I lost last week on them. I'm going to go Jags +2. I like them. I love that defense. They bounce back. Jags +2.
Eddie.
I like the Green Bay Packers, man. Crazy upset against the Giants last week. They got to come out strong. The Jets got a good win against the whoever
Dolphins.
The Dolphins, right? Exactly.
Whoever the fuck they are, I agree with that.
Right, exactly. Dude. So it's 7.5. It seems high, but just like they did to the Bears, consistent game. I think Aaron Jones scores a touchdown. Let's go.
I love that first half too, Eddie. And just a little side piece. I had in fantasy, I had Teddy B. I had him big. I was big on the Dolphins, and first drop back gets put out for the game. So I got smoked in fantasy. Smoked.
God. But that how can you call that though, Rick? I mean, that ain't your fault, bro.
It's impossible to call. You can't call that.
That's the
tip of the cap to CI. You called it, man. Good shit.
Hey. That could be a John of the Week.
I'll give him a tip of the cap since he ain't here to talk shit to me.
Yeah, Ireland. God bless him. He's down there.
He loved it. He loved it. He stayed true. He didn't flip flop. And good boy. Tip
of the cap.
Jam Soul Lock of the Week. New England +120. New England also +2.5. I like it. Don't sleep on it. The Jam Soul Lock of the Week for these guys.
What was last week? I don't think you mentioned last week. What was Jan's last week, Joe?
Yeah, no, I did. They won it. I can't remember. I have no idea. I have to look it up.
Well, my Jam's pick last week
was it at the Cardinals?
Was the Saints Seahawks over, and I think we were in the 70s.
Yes.
I think we were in the 70s.
I think you hit that at halftime. I think you hit it at halftime. It was trending really. I think
you hit that in the first quarter.
Yeah. And right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, Eddie. I didn't think about taking totals because there's a lot of totals out there that I like. But
I'll look at those totals, man. Seahawks are a good total team.
Well, I got totals to play. I just never thought about throwing them in a Jam Soul. That's a good point. This week it looks like they got Jam Soul got Tampa Bay here, and they also had the Bears. So yikes, that didn't turn out too well.
Bears.
Let Aaron Johns know you pick one. You pick one. You don't go two. You pick one.
Hey, real quick, I know it's not in the rundown. We weren't going to talk about it, but Aaron Johns has made a statement. He's in third, but how about Eddie Money? We'll give him the stage here. Eddie now overtakes Ricky Knotz in the Pick'em League. So go ahead, Eddie. It's all you.
Man, I'm staying humble. You know what I mean? I'm staying humble. I feel like I'll give our picks on the show. Yeah. So if you're watching the fucking show, then our picks. But man, it feels great to be on top. You know what I'm saying? It feels great. But it's a marathon.
Hey, let me tell you, let me tell you, bro, I completely tip my hat to you. I'm very, I love to see it, bro.
Yeah, we cherish
how you're doing there.
We cherish.
I'm clapping for you, trust me.
Yes, we are. Man. God bless you.
I love to see all of us like way up there, period. So, we're
all up there. And for any of the viewers who don't know what we're talking about, we have a ESPN Pick'em League where we're all in it. We encourage you to join next year. Obviously, it's brand new. We're going to talk about it every year. But for now, we got about 10 guys in it. Winner take all, $100. And right now, Eddie Money on a Hashmark Show. First place, Ricky Knotz. Second place, Aaron Johns, our main sponsor here, Jam Panel right behind me. Third place, and your man, Dave Evergreen. Third, I think Ireland might even be fourth. Where's Fontaine?
I'm right in the middle of the road.
Right behind Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah. Right behind Ireland. We all right up there.
And I was on Washington. I was on Washington tonight, so that's a dub.
And that's the thing. Nobody outside of this can even say to us, "Oh, you guys all know each other's picks." No, all you gotta do is watch the show. I mean, it's not like we're there's a couple picks we might switch last minute, but it's not like, oh, hey, to fuck anybody over. We're gonna still give you
a big secret.
Win money. Yeah, there's no big secrets no more, right? Okay. All right. Jam Soul Lock of the Week, brought to you part by Jam Soul, Jam John, Architectural Metal Solutions. Check them out at jamsoul.com. All right. Where do you guys want to follow on these games so we can
we'll start off with the Bucks game. I got Bucks -8. Definitely love the over 44. It's one of those gonna be you have to pick the chalks every week. There's some chalks, there's some no-brainers. I think this is one of them. They let Tampa Bay back in it. I don't know how, I don't know why, but we're gonna go Bucks -8. You don't overthink it. Bucks -8, over 44. Book it.
You have to go Bucks -8. I mean, it sounds too easy, right? But God, you got to feel bad for the man Pickett. I faded my system of 2 non-ATS covers, then you're landing double-digit chalk. It was a Buffalo play. It clearly was. Mm-hmm. Pickett, man, poor Pickett. I feel bad for the guy. 2 tough defenses. Now another one. Yeah, I don't see it going pretty for him. Later will with the Bucks. Not something I'm playing. I'm not on it. I'm not betting my money on it. That'd be my lean though.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Buccaneers 2 on a hard lean here. When I first saw this, your chance to do this was last week, right? Again, I follow Rick here. Your chance to do this was last week. It didn't pan out, and there's no chance here. They're done. It's the Buccaneers. Eddie, what do you got here?
I'm gonna oppie the group.
Wow.
I'm gonna say Steelers +8.5. Wow. I feel the world is gonna be on the Bucks, and that shows with the line movement. We'll see. I think that the Bucks, if the Bucks steadily beat who they played, Falcons last week, and they covered, then I would say, all right, Bucks on a roll. But
they didn't cover.
They didn't cover exactly. So that back door is going to open. I think -6.5 is good. -8.5 is going to be tricky.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to get over that total 44.5. No, not a lot of offense maybe coming from the Steelers, even though that Buccaneers defense has looked suspect at times. That was against Kansas City, the best quarterback in the league, and Pat Mahomes. So definitely.
And let me back up one thing. I'm not going to ramble, but
no, go ahead. No, we love it.
There's no reason to lay points with the Bucs right now. There just ain't. So I understand. Like I could get both ways on this side here. Yeah, there's no reason to lay points with the Bucs.
No money here for me either in this game, and I can't believe I'm looking at an X on that Bears game. All right, Patriots, Browns. I'll lead here. It was my Jam Soul Lock of the Week. Love the Patriots this week. And, there's not much more to say about this other than, you've got basically a top tier, in my opinion, coach and Bill Belichick just going to take care of business here. So it's a no-brainer. I'm not going to go into detail here. That's it. I'm taking Pats +2.5. Total 42.5. Way too low. Take the over. Knotz, what do you got?
This also is a game I'm definitely not betting. I have no interest in betting this game because, the Pats clearly are the better team. But you look at the Browns here, they just find a way to blow these games, right? Look at last week. What was it? Third quarter, down 3 points. Stefanski in his own 30. I'm gonna go for it on 4th down. I mean, what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah,
that was the end of the game.
Yeah.
So, but they are just like tinkering on a win here. Like you look at these short lines when they're playing, they're not covering, they're not winning, but they're just like. So as I always say, you always expect things to regress back to the mean. I think the Browns are due for a win and a cover. So give me the Browns here.
A big rushing game. Both sides going to rush the ball down the field. Big runs. And I love the over. Oh, love the over 42.5.
That's what I meant to say. The Browns defense for rushing defense is terrible. Last in the league. New England going to run the ball down their throat. That's the notes I got here. Eddie, what do you got?
I like the over as well. I'll take the Pats plus 3.5. You know, Belichick consistently gets it done. So
yeah, I think we got a consensus here on the over. Can I interject real quick? Did you guys get together and pick them beforehand with Washington? Let's start with Eddie. Got Eddie, fucking Mr. Sunday Night, and Rickyphantain taking the fucking Washington Commanders and pick them. Everybody else picked the Bears.
I have a secret for the show, actually.
Don't say it. If you got it, don't say it. What do you want?
Fade the Bears, bro. It's over with. Like they don't look like they want to win.
Did you
like, bro? If y'all on the one, they were on the one earlier. They got no points.
Yeah,
like, bro, they don't want to win. They don't want to win. No. I'm with Knotz. The tank. I mean,
these are fluke fucking things that they will figure out, and there's going to be value on them, and it's coming up, and I'm putting 5,000 on them.
Let me say one thing. Yeah. Oh, let me say one thing behind you measure there. So to anybody who doesn't believe that NFL teams tank, look, the players don't, right? The players, obviously, they got careers ahead of them. Why did Flores have an incentive last season to lose games? He had an incentive to lose games. Why did he get fired when he literally the whole second half of the season, he didn't lose a game?
Came out publicly.
NFL teams do tank. They do tank. The players don't, but unfortunately for the players, I mean, you look at what they're doing to Fields here. They're clearly putting him in a position where he has no chance. So, to me, I think Fields is a good quarterback, as I said earlier. I just think he's getting put into I think Coach, he might have a few incentives there to lose games here. So,
okay,
my opinion.
Okay,
and then to answer your question, Deej, I seen this. So I had Bears all week since Tuesday on the Pick'em League, and then right 5:35. I seen a stat about first year coaches do not do well on Thursday night. They don't know how to prep their team. Short week. They're just not doing well.
It's nonsense. It's nonsense though, because you're on 4th. All that you guys just said, that's great. You can shove it up your ass because they were on the fucking inch line. NFL team. I know you guys are gonna say you still won the bet and you did, but that's bullshit. You lost on a fucking guy throwing a ball off a fucking helmet.
and a number one wide receiver not getting in the end zone on the last play of the game.
I'm not talking about the over. I'm talking about the Bears winning the fucking game, right?
I know. And if Mooney would have went in 2 yards inside the end zone, he would have caught it.
But like
he caught it.
You didn't see that 6. And so now Wentz is now 7-0 as a quarterback on Thursday Night Football. Yeah. That's fucked up. I faded that graphic. I'm sorry. I'm getting fucked up here. I'm fucking pissed. I'm so pissed off.
Well, Deej, instead of getting pissed off, teams like that, it's probably better just to not bet on them. I mean,
no. I want to win money against them then. You guys won tonight. You guys, you don't understand. Pick them is like once you start 3-4 for me against the sharp, it's fucking, I'm going to have, no. We've had plenty of those weeks. 12-0's coming. Dolphins, Vikings at home. What do you got here, Rick? I know you're all over this one.
Yes, sir. It's a system play. It has been a system for the last decade or so. You always, don't matter who's playing, who's going, who's the ref. It don't matter. You take the Dolphins points at home. The visiting team is in the heat. It's going to be 89 degrees, high humidity. Vikings are going to be in the heat. We'll know why. It might be a weird call. It might be horrible defense, but Dolphins come out and they cover this game. Skylar Thompson. I'm on you this week, babe. Let's show me.
What do you got here, Eddie?
It's a tough game. I'm probably going to stay away from it, honestly. But, go with the home team, Dolphins.
A lot of stuff going on in Miami, Knotz, with the ping pong tables. Now they're really going to start playing. I'm actually really surprised to see this Dolphin team. I'm going to back the Dolphins here at +3 at home, just because it seems wrong, especially after last week. Public's going to see the Jets beating the shit out of them. Who's starting at quarterback? I don't know, but Tyreek Hill sending the message. What do you got, Knotz?
Well, to me, I've initially looked at this game and the line opened up at Dolphins -3, which is them just giving the Dolphins the regular home edge. To Bridgewater is a 3-point drop. Bridgewater to Thompson is a 3.5-point drop. So I looked at this and I said, did the books open this just thinking maybe Tua's going to go? Because I don't think anybody in the world thought Tua was going to go. And then I looked at it and I said, does anybody in the world think Bridgewater's going to go? Because I don't think anybody in the world thinks he's going to go, because all this whole concussion thing is all revolving around the Dolphins, right? So they pretty much have no choice but to play Thompson, which, Thompson, he looked all right. He moved the ball. You look at the box score last game, pretty even. He just couldn't get the ball in the box, which, you throw him in. You had no game plan for him. But to me, it feels like the value is on the Dolphins side here. Just for the fact that we all knew Tua wasn't going, right? So why'd the line even open there? We all knew Bridgewater probably ain't going. And, here the line's sitting, which the books are telling you it's going to be Thompson playing. And nothing about the Vikings makes me want to lay points with them on the road. So it's probably a game I'm going to stay away from, just for the fact that, in theory, last game should have been injured player angle. We should have saw that Dolphins, supposedly elite defense, really step up. And they let the Jets fucking slay them for 40 points. So I'd have to be with you guys and take – I'm not betting the game, but I'd have to take the points with the Fins at home.
Yeah, it's tough. You got a noon Fox game with Kirk Cousins, right? This is classic. He's all over the place. If anything, look at the over, maybe. I don't know. This is just an awkward game. This is a really.
Now Skyler was just throwing in the dogs. The whole team probably was just like, the wind was just out of their sails after Teddy went down. Now Skyler's got a week of practice. He's prepped. He's got these boys riled up. They got weapons on offense, right? So they got to score. They got good offensive line. I think they come to play. I don't know if they win, but they for sure cover.
You know what I would have liked to see is the game plan that McDaniels would have came with Teddy Covers last week, which we didn't get to see. So we don't know how good he is to create a game plan around a new quarterback. But so to me, go bet black or red on roulette on this game if you want to bet it. But gun to my head, I'm taking the Fins plus points.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. I don't know why I'm on. Real quick, hold on 1 second. NFL Week 7. There's already lines out. What the fuck is going on here? Holy shit! That Thursday night line's out already. Some early lines. You want to hear it? Saints Cardinals at Arizona. Arizona opening up at a 2.5-point favorite. Saints 45.5 the total. Take the over now. Right, Knotz? Thursday night. Let's talk about this. Next Thursday.
Hell no. Hell no.
Steam's going to come on the under there.
I want to hear
if you want the over. Okay, if you want the over, wait, Deech. Wait.
Really? Oh, you think it's going to come down? People are going to keep pounding it down? Because
No, I guarantee you that total comes down. If you want the over, wait, bro. That ain't going up.
That's fucking great.
Based on these first 5 weeks, 6 weeks, or
100%. Yeah.
No, just based on the line's not correct.
I got you.
It'll come down. That line ain't going up. So
Saints
like the over. I'm not saying that the under's the right side, but
no, I know. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah,
the line will move downwards.
You foresee it if you foresee it dropping.
I could pretty much guarantee you it's going to drop.
Guarantee.
I just want to read you a couple of look-ahead lines here. We don't even put this in the show. Chiefs at 49ers. Chiefs, this is a 3 o'clock, 3:25 game. Chiefs, 1.5-point favorites at 49ers before the Sunday night game against the Bills. 47.5 total.
Slam Chiefs.
Heavy.
I agree with that.
I already did.
Especially if they lose against the Bills.
I'm taking the Chiefs against the Bills. We'll get into that later.
Well, what I'm hoping is that the Chiefs lose. So that's my foreseeing to slam that other line right
I don't
away,
think they are, though. It's going to be close. I mean, Baltimore Ravens at the New York Giants is a flip-flop game for me. I'll start with this one. I was talking with the team earlier in the day, and when I opened it up, I love the Ravens pretty much based on what I saw last week, right? Giants in London, beating the Packers, coming back home. Ravens been playing shitty. They, haven't been hitting, wide receivers in the end zone, Lamar Jackson, blah, blah, blah. Recently, I've flip-flopped. I'm now on the Giants. You're getting the number 2 rushing attack team in the league. This is from my sources. Rick wants to know who they are. I'll never give them away. Now I'm talking like the ESPN guy. But number 2 rushing attack in the league at home getting points. And the Ravens got a look-ahead game to, I think, Cleveland, which is a divisional opponent. Division means more. This is the Giants. A good live dog at home. Giants with rushing game and a fucking dope-ass coach. Crazy psycho dude. I'll take the Giants all day. What do you got here? Where are we going next? Let's go to Knotz. Or go. Rick wants it. Rick, he's out.
I want to be because me and DJ were talking this morning. We were both on the Ravens, and then he texted me fucking a couple hours later, says he's off it. I'm still on it. I still love it. Ravens minus 5.5. I'm going chalk here.
Okay, that's a dry erase board bet. Okay.
Giants, not saying the Packers are great, but I think it's a big emotional win they caught in London. And now they come home and they get smacked in the fucking mouth by the Ravens, who's a better fucking team. Guaranteed. They smack them in the mouth, and you bet the over as well. Parlay it, they win by fucking 14.
I love the over. Knotz, where you at?
Well, spot-wise, it's a horrible spot for both teams. As DJ said, we got the Ravens in a divisional sandwich spot. And we got the Giants, which who in the fucking world would have said they'd be 4-1 right now at this time in the season? I mean, and coming off what that line close, Rick? 9.5, I believe.
Yep.
9.5 underdog upset, which we saw on Monday Night Football. I mean, spots like this are just too big of a moment for a team like the Giants. We saw it on Monday Night Football against the Cowboys. I mean, it's an automatic letdown spot psychologically for them. And it's a flat spot for the Ravens. So I guess you take the whole situational thing out of it and you just look at who's the better team here. And as Rick said, it's hand down the Ravens. I mean, for me, it's a tough one. It's not a game I'm going to bet, but I would have to just given that we got pretty much a wash on 2 bad situational spots for both teams. But then you got to look at what in the world makes you want to lay points with the Ravens right now. But, I mean, it feels like a trap line, right, Rick? Like,
yeah, no, it does.
Who's sitting here thinking, like, let's go lay 6 points with the Ravens? I mean, they haven't sniffed, except for the Jets. They haven't sniffed covering a game. Yeah. I mean,
it's tough,
and they let the Bengals backdoor them too.
It feels like a trap line to me. It feels like if you had to, you'd probably bet the Ravens here, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that was my gut. It screamed it. Let's go to Eddie.
Yeah, I'd say the Ravens are going to win this game. I don't see the Giants going 5-1, but that back door, man. Ravens. I have a friend out in Baltimore, and he's saying that the Ravens players don't want him to get the contract, don't want Big Trust to get the contract. So I don't know. I would say Giants plus 5.5. Hashmark Show, pick 'em, Giants plus 5.5.
Fuck yeah. And here's what I'm saying. I think the Lamar Jackson stuff, MVP, it's getting to his head. You're seeing him miss these receivers, these blown fucking assignments. Terrible calls from Harbaugh. Are you kidding me? Guys, if Saquon stays healthy in this game,
Exactly.
And they rush the fuck out of the ball. This screams over. And if I'm struggling on either side, it's an overplay here. But I do like the Giants. Let's take a look here. Yeah, Giants plus 5.5. Home. Yeah, Baltimore.
Where's the money? Where's the bets? Where's the action currently?
I
about 50-50.
I'll pull
it really don't. To me, I wouldn't even look at all those sites.
Okay.
The only reason I look at this, I do it at Caesars in Vegas, right? Because Vegas, the sharp money still does highly outweigh public money. And the only reason I pay any attention to that is because I know these are the real consensuses. I'd be very careful. Something I wanted to tell everybody too. When you're looking at these sites like Action or whatever site it may be, if this info was so important, why would the books give it to us?
It's almost like a sway. Rick, we talked about it. 90% of the money here, and we can't read it anymore.
We got to just hold up, Rick. Let me finish
and check our shit.
I got on TikTok the last 2 days, and all I see is people saying, "Look, this many bets are here. This amount of money's here." I mean, this isn't secret information, my guys. This is literally something that a lot of people are basing their bets off of. Look, by all means, let it talk you off of a bet. Let it help you talk you onto a bet. But do not make a bet solely based off where you think the money is or where you think the public is. It's not going to work much longer. And I mean, it really ain't working no more. So just something I wanted to tell everybody some way between the shows.
We saw it last week. If it meant anything, Rick calculated 60%.
What I did was, and I didn't do it week 1 through week 4, but week 5 I went back and I checked against the spread. If you beat the money, you would have won 60% of your bets. If you would have bet the totals were all over the money. If you would have bet the money, it was always like 75% or better. If you would have took the total over where the money was, you would have went was it 13-4 or something on the week. Like, I mean, it's just something I'm going to start paying attention to a little bit. Not persuade a bet, but just I'm going to have my third eye on it.
Be smart. I mean, if you look at multiple sites, you could get a feel for where the public's on, right? And then look at the line. Watch where the line's moving. So if you see the line moving, then that is sharp money moving that line. Don't just go off like Action app telling you the money's here or there, and they charge you money to tell you that. Come on, man. They're in the bed with all these books.
Yeah.
But
if any of us could know what bookmaker, Pinnacle, if we could know what their handle was, they'll never give us that, because if they did, they'd literally be telling us what the right side was.
Right.
So don't use it as a filter. Don't use it as I'm making a bet just because I see this. Like, use it as a filter.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you got to look at it. It's part of the game. Going to Cardinals, Seattle. This is a 3:05 Fox game here in Seattle. Cardinals. What do you got here, Eddie? You talked about Seattle earlier. You love them. You've been winning money on them.
I like, for the Seattle, I like them for the over. I think the Cardinals win this game. They probably should have potentially beat the Eagles. Had a little sprinkle on the money line last week for Cardinals over the Eagles, but they covered. Eagles are a top team, undefeated. The Cardinals were right there, so you gotta think they're in the hunt. Seahawks, I just don't see them. I just don't see them doing much. They're not going to be a playoff team. Cardinals, they're looking to win. They got to win now. So I'm rolling with the Cardinals.
Knotz, where you at here?
So I'm not going to give the Cardinals too much credit for the last week cover, because that was a huge look-ahead spot for Philly. I mean, look what Philly has on deck. This primetime game with the boys. All you've been hearing how phony Philly is. We'll talk about that game later. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give the Cardinals much credit for that cover. In theory, you do want to buy the Cardinals on the road, right? They're a great road team. Horrible home team. The guy who makes my line literally gives them +3 at the house. So, and then you look at the Seahawks here. I mean, who would have thought that we'd have So here's the highest QBR rated quarterbacks. We have Tua, number 1. We have Mahomes, number 2. We have Josh Allen, number 3. And then look at my guy, Geno Smith coming in, number 4. Who would have thought that? The guy's balling out. I mean, Pete Carroll's looking pretty smart right now. And the Broncos, my home team, looking pretty fucking stupid because we probably should have paid Geno Smith all that money instead of Russ. But I mean, look, you look at these Seahawks offensively. They are really a good team offensively. Their lunch meat on defense. It's really a tough spot. It's a game I have no interest in betting, no interest in watching. It's a divisional game. I guess you take the points with the home team here. Gun to your head, but in theory, I mean, Arizona, a much better road team. Tough game. My lean would be to take Seattle with the points.
All right, Eddie, or excuse me, Rick, where you at here?
I got Seahawks plus 2.5. Killsbury, I don't like Killsbury being a fave. Geno Smith, 10-3? I think I got 10-3. Gets a spread as a starter. Looking ahead, they're going to be dogs. Seahawks going to be dogs in the next 5 games. I'm going to ride the Seahawks for a little bit, and it's going to start this week. Seahawks plus 2.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Rick. Love Seahawks plus 2.5. Possible sprinkle. Absolutely in love with the over 50.5 here. I mean, this game is just unfucking believably going over. You want to talk about flying over? We're doing we're doing the biggest fly. I wish I could do a Trump to fly over. It's over. So I mean, that's the bet I like. And Seattle. It might be as Knotz says, a trifecta. Ooh. By 3:05, hopefully I'm up a fucking grand, and then I'll double it up, and I'll be at home by then. You know, Kansas City Chiefs. This is not a primetime game. It's CBS 3:25, so you know it's going to be Nance and fuckface Tony Romo probably. Kansas City. I'll start with this one. Love them here. Love them at 2.5. They're a great team, best quarterback in the league. You're going to give me them dogged at home against the Buffalo Bills, who I'm not sold on this fucking Josh Allen. I've seen a lot of bullshit from this kid. Give me the Chiefs here. And I know they got San Francisco the next week. We'll talk about that later. Knotz, what do you got here?
To me, this is a game that's going to either go to overtime, and whichever team it goes to overtime to is going to score a touchdown, or it's won by a field goal. And what do we got the line sitting at? About a field goal. You could gamble, and yeah, the Chiefs is home dogs. Very enticing look, and apparently the whole world's feeling that way as well right now. But why not in a game where we all know it's going to go back and forth? Why not just catch both teams live at over +3, catch both teams live plus money on the money line, and make some money and enjoy watching the game? Because other than that, I mean, the Chiefs been hearing all year about the only reason they won that game is because of the stupid-ass rule in overtime where Buffalo didn't even get a chance to win it. And Buffalo's been hearing all year about how the Chiefs beat their ass. And it's such a coin flip game, in my opinion, that I think you just live bet this game. But you put a gun in my head, I'm going to take the Chiefs plus points at home.
Right, there you go. And, you know, Knotz, we talked about this last week. You said you don't really mess with totals until week 5 or week 6. Now, serious question here. This game, to me, just still don't care. It screams over 53.5. This is 64 plus game, right?
So look, the books literally like tonight. So they're not going to go below 37, right? 37.5, they're just not going to go below it because they don't want to get too much one-sided action on the over. Which, you know, I think the real total line tonight was probably 30. And maybe not even that. I think the real total line on that game right there should probably be about 65. So, I mean.
We get that book you get in there and get a book now, no?
You play the over.
Where are we at on that, Rick? You got that pulled up?
I think last time I checked was.
What's the number, Rick?
54.5.
You don't want to book it.
No, because
look, the biggest it's going to get to is 56. I don't think I've ever seen an NFL total over 56. And
they'll never do it. You're right. You'll never.
They won't, because guess what? All the wise guys are going to come in and pound the under.
Smack that undie.
And that's where I'm at, guys.
That's where they lose, though.
I'm
that
so
is where
heavy.
they lose.
I'm so heavy on the undie. Bills versus KC.
Okay. But here's the thing, Rick. It's a 325
I think the Joe
game.
Public remembers I think the Joe Public remembers what there was 24 points scored within 3 minutes last time they see each other in the AFC ship. I'm going to take just based on that. I'm going to take the under just because we're going to Oppie Public. I think right there.
And Rick, most of that game felt like a dead under, right?
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, how many points were scored in one quarter in that game?
Oh, it was unbelievable. If someone could bring it up, it had to have been 24 points.
I was almost 28. Quarter. Yeah, it was 28.
Yeah. One quarter. So I do believe you're probably on the right side there on that.
So I'm gonna go under here, 54. What I got? 54 and a half. I like the under. Not bet yet, but
I was in love with it at first because I thought it was a primetime game.
Yeah. And why don't they flex that and get the fuck Russ out of prime time?
We're going to talk about that. No, because they want to expose that guy. We're going to talk about Mr. Subway here in a minute. Eddie, what do you got here? Big game here. Bills, Chiefs.
Man, my family, the Chiefs. They got
to lead with Eddie.
I want them to win, but my money's on the Bills. I already locked some money line action in already.
Okay.
The Bills.
I see it.
I might lean more on the Chiefs if they would have lost to the Raiders. But, if the Chiefs lose here, definitely pound them against the 49ers. I would lean a little bit towards the under. I think the Bills' defense is pretty legit. We'll see.
Hey, something I would like to say. I'd love to see how you're looking into the future, E Major.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good.
That is good sports betting because you're already saying,
that is.
Look, I don't care. If once the Chiefs lose this game, I'm slamming them next game.
Well, there's a problem there because they're not going to lose the game. And I'm going to tell you why. Listen, what I saw out of Patrick Mahomes against Tampa Bay, I've never seen in my life. He is the greatest quarterback right now playing the game. You're going to dog this guy at home? Come on. Give me Kansas City at home. Love the over. Looks like we got a dry erase board bet. Or is this our first openly bet that we're going to make together as friends here on Bet Openly?
Let's do it.
All right, next game here.
I'm live in this game. I'm not.
No, I do. I
agree with you. It's all live.
Yeah, and that's very, very, very smart of you to call that out already. You foresee both live bet sides, which makes sense.
Even total too. I think you get some good value on live totals in this game. You better believe the spread line, the total line is very sharp.
I like that. I do like
that.
So
you could find anything a couple points under or over, or couple points on the spread differently. I think huge value, very sharp line there.
All right, let's go to this is a Sunday night game. NFC East battle, Cowboys, Eagles. I would normally start with Mr. Motherfucking Sunday Night, but he just ended it. We're going to go to Eddie. Eddie had a lot to say about this earlier. Cowboys, Eagles.
I'm rolling with the Cowboys, man. Sprinkle a little money line.
Okay.
I like the defense. I'm going to sprinkle a little defense touchdown, too.
Okay. I like it. Okay. I'm going to go Dallas +6. It's one of those things where Cooper Rush. I'm going to get behind this guy. We had Tony Romo. We want to bring back history here. Tony Romo took over Bledsoe.
They're doing this game. It's Fox. This is Fox. Sorry.
Fox. Yeah. Tony Romo took over Bledsoe's spot. He's dead in water. Romo had his big contract, had a big win. He was a great quarterback. And then what happened? He got a little flat. His back hurt, little spinal injury, neck injury. Dak came in out of nowhere, right? Nobody heard of Dak. Dak starts fucking winning, right? And now it's like the history repeats itself. Now we got Cooper Rush out of nowhere. Now he's 4-0 as a starter. There's quarterback controversy, playing divisional game. I'm gonna run with Cooper Rush here, and I'd like to sprinkle, but definitely +6, guaranteed +6.
Well, that's not Rush to the window here, Cooper. Okay, because I'll tell you right here. Did anybody catch that? That was pretty good. Listen, I'm basing this off of one. I'll give you one piece of research here. The last press conference from Jalen Hurts when he was like, "Don't hype us on 5-0. We don't want to hear about it. We don't want to hear about it." If you look at who they played, right, you could say they've played nobody. If you look at who the fuck
they do have the easiest schedule in the league.
If you look at who Dallas has played, okay, same thing can be said there. I'm with Knotz though. I think Philly comes out, shows the world who they are, smacks them in the face. The trap play is Dallas because it seems so right. Because Philly has just done enough to pull out these games. I haven't heard this on any podcast. This is coming from Dave Evergreen. When you have an NFL team, I don't care who they're playing. When you win games, that means you're a good team. I don't care if it's 3-0, 2-0, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So now it's up to you out here. I love the Eagles.
Which in theory is both of these teams right now.
True.
So,
and I love the over 42. Way too low. Go ahead.
First thing I'm going to say is let's not big up Cooper Rush too much because I've watched him play all these games, and Dallas is not winning games offensively. They're not. They're winning them defensively. When I first looked at this game, I saw Parsons on the IR with a groin injury. He's not on there no more, but he's not 100%. Okay, we saw him blow up the Rams' offensive line, which is complete lunch meat. All right? Complete lunch meat. This ain't that here in Philly, which, in Philly, in theory, we do have two pretty big players on the IR, on their offensive line. I think they're center and their guard. But they have depth in that position. Let's look at Hurts. I mean, this is a quarterback that is literally playing with a fucking chip on his shoulder. Ever since Alabama, I mean, Tua took his fucking starting job. What'd he do? Fuck you, I'm going. This is a quarterback that is playing with a fucking chip on his shoulder. He's been hearing all week of how fake of a team they are, how easy of a schedule they've had, how hard of a schedule the Cowboys have had, which if we really dig into this Cowboys schedule, I think it was a lot of spots that correctly went in their favor where they did beat good teams in bad spots. Here's what's going to happen on Sunday night, boys. The Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts are going to come out here and make a statement because this is a game that literally is going to tell you who's going to win, which we used to call the NFC least. Now we call it the NFC beast. 2 4-1 teams, 1 5-0 team. We'll forget about Washington. The Eagles tell the world and all Stephen A. Smith, all these ESPN commentators, they're going to show the world right here. This is a 20-plus point win by the Philadelphia Eagles. Lay the wood right here. You lay it easily. No brainer. Philly Eagles. Smash.
That's a Susudio smash. I'm down with that.
You're right.
I'm down with that.
Hey, and I hate going head to head with Imagine and Ricky Parlay with that. But this, and I don't say this very often, but this is a play that. Right. I mean, look, I'm with you, Deej. I'm with you, bro. But this is a 20-piece nugget play for me. Wow. Sunday night is back.
I will say this:
Philly wins this one. You can lay the alt spread. Lay the alt spread -10, -14. It don't matter.
I agree with that. Just think about this. Cooper Rush. If you see a real defense in the Eagles, you throw shit at him like blitzes he's never seen before, and then the Cowboys will fuck it up. They'll probably start Dak this week.
They better not. If they start,
no, they're
Dak,
not. It's confirmed they're not. They're not starting.
Okay, so they're not. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Okay. So the script, like I said,
I wanted them to start Dak. I probably would have put a 50-piece on this.
Great story though. It's a great story though.
I would have loved if Dak was started.
If they started Dak, I might lean Eagles as well.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush. I don't know. I'm watching Cooper Rush. He's not that great. I'm watching this Cowboys offense. They're not that great.
In the NFL,
they've been in some favorable situational spots. And
you know who's got some legs. You know who's a stallion is that Tony Pollard. I mean that kid's running. That kid's running. He wants that top spot. Later, Zeke, you know?
When you see an NFL team that wins any type of game, Eagles do. Here's my point, guys. Can we all just have fun, though, and take the over and celebrate? Why do we have to fucking fuck with these sides? This is a no.
I think the under is the play there.
Under?
Yep.
Where's it at? What's the total at?
42. Jesus.
I think it's a blowout. I think the Cowboys get 3 points on the board here.
Oh my God. Wow.
And I think the Eagles get, I think it barely stays under, but I think the Eagles get to about, I think they get to 34, 35 points here. It's a blowout.
They're going to probably blow them out. But what was it was like a Monday night game. It was 2 games. It was Titans. And they played the Vikings. So the Eagles blew out the Vikings.
Yeah, 27 to something. That was a 20-piece nugget play I was on as well.
Yeah. That was an under, too. I think I was on that under. I think it was on that under that game.
That's not good. Right, yeah.
I like it. I like the Cowboys to cover for sure.
I'll tell you where the Eagles get exposed and they lose and you pound this team. You pound the Chicago Bears against Philadelphia Eagles in Chicago. That's where the Bears win and upset the Philadelphia Eagles in their first loss. I'll call it right now.
I like that.
21-20.
I like that.
All right, so we'll continue this thing. We're going to go back to Knotz. This is his fucking squad. The Denver Broncos. Rick's got a question for you. He's been wondering this about forever, and so have I. Rick, ask him the question. What is it?
What's the question? You got me stumped.
Well, why the fuck is Russell Wilson?
Yeah. Why so many primetime games? We got another one. A look ahead. We got Denver versus KC Monday night. Why is he opened the fucking NFL with 5 primetime fucking games, Jan?
Because this was a team that the expectations were so high to where we thought that we'd be watching the Broncos. Like we thought we'd be sitting there trying to find a way to fade the Broncos and take the points with the other team.
But here's the thing. Why don't they flex KC and the Bills and dump fucking the Broncos and the Chargers?
I think it's too early.
We got 2 days to where that might happen, but
good point.
But I wouldn't argue with that, honestly. I wouldn't argue with that. But look, here's my thing. When we look at this game, what in the world makes you want to lay points with the Chargers here either, though?
I bet the Broncos every game against the spread this year. We cleaned up on that Monday night against San Fran or Sunday night, whatever the fuck that was. And it's just like I can't – what I can't do, Knotz, I can't – go with the Chargers, and I have to win. I have to keep on betting until I win. We talked about it earlier. You keep on betting until you win, and then I'm comfortable, right? I'm going with the Broncos just because I can't. Because as soon as I bet the Chargers, that's when the Broncos will show up and somehow they cover, right? I mean, I can't flip flop. I'm committed. I'm going with the Broncos.
I'm with you. I'm with Denver as well, plus the points, and I love the over in this game. Go ahead, Knotz.
So let's look at a team that comes into the season with so much hype is the Broncos. What's everybody talking about? The Broncos, right? And honestly, the Chargers, they came into the season with a whole lot of hype too, but let's look at the Chargers. Are they any bit better than the Broncos? I mean, let's look at it and keep it 100 here. I mean, they got gashed by the Jags, slaughtered. That last game against the Browns, I mean, I truly believe I believe that Stefanski fucked that off on his stupid ass going for it on 4th on my own 30 in the 3rd quarter, which, the Chargers came back and kind of fucked themselves off too, but they got lucky that the Browns missed that field goal. Yeah. But I mean, look, if we just go back and look at the Chargers here, are they not equally as bad of a team as the Broncos? Is my question, because to me they are.
Mm-hmm.
But
and you're looking at a team here in Denver that I mean this line opened up at 4. Now it's at 6.5. I mean, you got to take Denver.
And Russ has just been getting lit up. I mean, he's been getting lit up all
How bad can it get? I mean, do we watch another week of humiliation? I think the NFL knew this was going to be a shit show. They love the story. Gino and Carroll. Eddie, what do you got here?
It's bad, man. I felt really bad, after he lost that Thursday night last week, a week from today.
Yeah.
Oh man, I felt bad for him, man.
But here's the thing.
Shit, social media, Twitter's a motherfucker.
Yeah, Twitter's a motherfucker for sure. I mean, just that last series, they could. It was 3rd and 4. They're at the 17, and he throws an in route towards the end zone, like in post for a pick, right? I mean, why not just run the ball? You're up 9-6, 2 minutes to go. You run the ball. If you don't get the first down, then you kick a field goal. Now you're up 6. What are you throwing the ball for? He threw that game because he's going to win this game.
I mean, if the Broncos are going to win now, they ain't going to win ever. So now is this is a good match for them to win. The Chargers low key should have lost to the Commanders last.
Hold on. No. The Browns. The Browns.
Excuse me. Yep, the Browns.
They should have definitely, and that was another kick in the dick lost by me.
Titans played.
I mean, the Browns definitely should. I think the Chargers, they went for it with like 4th and 1, 4th and 2 on their own 50 or 40 or something, and the Browns, they were just they shit the bed there.
Some value now on the over. Open at 47.5, now down to 45.5 in some spots, 46. So if you liked some value on the over there.
So something happened last week. Shed some light on this. What's up with these roughing the passer calls? I mean, one with
Brady.
Yeah, one with Brady for sure, and then it was another one in the
Monday night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
subjective, bro. These refs.
Oh my god,
it's so subjective. And even now in this transition, so they give you the lineup of who's refing the games now.
Yeah.
Like
I follow.
What does that mean? I want to talk to Knotz about that. We need to get Knotz back on this motherfucker.
Yeah. NFL officiating on Twitter. I follow them, and they'll send the crew out. Who's where's where.
Yeah.
And there's another thing with we won on it. We had the Colts, but the KC at Colts, one defensive player was chirping at Patrick Mahomes, and they threw a flag. You can't chirp at him. It's like, what in the fuck is going on?
So subjective, I mean, literally, it's on the coach now. It's like, yo, don't do extra shit. Like, play the game, because literally, if Vegas calls and they say, let's. We're watching you, motherfucker.
Yeah,
they're looking. We're gonna throw that flag. Shit.
Well, what's it do? It literally opens up for the refs to literally be able to make the outcome of the game what they want it to be, right? I mean,
what you said.
Exactly. Hey, we got
what about on Monday? What about those Chris Jones getting just held like on every play,
bro?
Wow.
That one was clear cut textbook holding, and the ref was looking right and no call, just no call.
And the thing is, I feel like the big issue is like the commentators aren't aligned with the refs and the script. They're like,
you're right.
That obviously wasn't passing. That obviously wasn't roughing the passer. Like, what are these refs doing?
Well, because guess what? They can't tell the commentators to be aligned with it, because if not, what are the commentators going to do? What?
Right.
I'm about to blow the whistle, right? I mean,
right. No, I get it, but it's
all they do. They just blatantly do it, and I mean, who's going to say shit about it?
Well, DJ, I love how they call that one on Fox. They call that one like officiating like guru, and he's always like, "Well, I don't know," and he tries to make a fucking case for it.
No, I had a league after him. What was his name? What was a crazy ass ref's name? Really funny name. Gene? No, not Gene Salvatore. Fucking the other guy.
Hockley.
Dean Blandino.
Yeah.
You bring his ass in. Listen, I'll tell you what. The Tom Brady one was fucked up. That's really the only one I saw. And then I saw the Kansas City one to hold. I mean, listen, to give them the first down, go down and do what they did. Yeah, it's questionable. I don't know. It's fucked up. All right. Money dog of the week. What do you got here? I got the Miami Dolphins. That's my money line dog of the week. Miami Dolphins at home. Let me just double check and make sure that is correct. Yeah, Miami. Love them plus 145 at home. Love it. What do you got, Eddie?
I'm going head-to-head against Ricky Knotz. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys. Money line. Let's go. Defensive touchdown prop. Man, let's just edit this. You know what I'm saying? We ready. Okay. And Sunday night, I'm going to be looking on my phone. I'm going to edit this portion out and say Cowboys. Let's do it. Let's go.
Man. Me and Eddie. Hey, me and Eddie going to be in the same building. We're going to be watching the same game.
Yes, sir.
And the dog money line of the week. I'm going Dallas money line plus 215.
Wow.
Book it, Jam. Book it.
Wow. That's a big one. Okay. All right. Money line dog of the week. Out of the way. Teasers and parlays. I got a couple teasers here. I'm looking at Tampa, bring them down to -1.5, and the Saints up to +8.5. Seattle possibly to +8.5. Miami to +8.5 if you can. And this is when they opened. Also, maybe the Jags +8.5. We didn't talk about this game. Jacksonville at Indianapolis. We want to take a stab at this. You know,
yes. So this was my jam. This was my jam soul. I mean, jam soul of the week. Jags +2. I absolutely love it. Matt Ryan. You know, DJ, what do you say? He doesn't climb the pocket. He's got a horrible offense.
Yeah.
Jags, they have a great fucking defense, and they were beating Philadelphia in Philly, right? 14-0, 17-0, and then the rain came in. That's when they shit the bed because I don't know, but they were winning. They look great. The defense is strong. Love Jags +2. Jam sort of weak.
Eddie, what do you got?
Jags, man. You know, I'm staying away from this game. Probably not going to bet it, but you know, I will lean towards the Jags.
Yeah, I mean, why try to fix anything that is not broken? The fucking Indianapolis Colts cannot beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, look what happened last week with the Houston Texans, right? Everybody and their mother saw Houston playing Jacksonville. Jacksonville can't beat Houston. It didn't happen. Same thing with Indianapolis. Don't care who's at quarterback. You got to go with Jacksonville here. I'm on that 2.5. And again, you can tease them to +8.5 if you want to. Those +8.5 on teasers have not been great, though. But that's one thing you could look at. So,
and DJ, you said it last week about teasing down the faves, and I think they shit the bed again last week.
Wow. Well, no. So here was the thing. This is why it's been a disaster year for teasers, is because, in my opinion, the week before, it's
week three they smoked. Week 3 they were great.
Yeah, and now it's the opposite. So I got fucked that week big time. Here's some of the picks that I love. I'm just going to go over the top 5. Rick knows them. Giants +5.5. Over Bears 38. That lost. Saints +2.5. I love them against the Bengals. I mean, this is just a no-brainer for me.
Say that again. What was that one?
Love the Saints +2.5 versus the Bengals. That run game is back, and they got just a better defense. I mean, I'm looking at New Orleans money line and Saints +2.5. Seattle versus I have Seattle versus Seattle here over 50. Love it. Seattle a struggling team. Seattle not good either. Whatever. I think that's Seattle, Arizona, and then Kansas City. I like Kansas City. I don't know. Come back to me on that game. You know, it's Thursday. Any parlays out there, Rick? You got any parlays?
Yeah, we got a parlay. We got a 3-team parlay for the boys. We got the Packers first half. You know, I love Packers at home first half. It's whenever the Packers at home, you bet them, you lock them in. Packers first half -4, Jags +2, and Ravens -5.5 for a 3-team +600.
Wow,
Ravens. Wow. Okay.
Eddie, what do you got? Anything out there you like? Any parlays? Any props? Anything?
Fun. I like. I do the props. You know, I like Aaron Jones. You know, from the Packers. I like him to score anytime touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. And my methodology for the props is really to look at, you know, who goes off for certain teams. Like for the Chiefs, Mike Evans got a touchdown. Devontae Adams got a touchdown. I think Stephon Diggs is going to get a touchdown this week. The wide receiver stars go off on the Chiefs. You know what I mean? And then you look at, you know, who has weak defense on the running side. I knew Nick Chubb was going to score a touchdown last week. You know, that was a great pick. I haven't really locked too much in. Like I said, it's Thursday, but, you know, overall, Let's win money.
Eddie, DJ, I've been listening to you. I've been listening to you all. You love a lot of overs this week.
Overs.
A lot of overs.
I do. Everything's over for me. There's no unders. There's the only under I should have been on was the Bears, and it could be disastrous week for me, but I have no idea. And there's not a lot of money out there for me this week, so I'm not really worried about it.
And I would say, I don't know if you guys do this, but I got the Holy Bible. You know what I'm saying? I got my journal, write down my different thoughts, picks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody takes notes and shit like that, but I feel like that shit, it comes in handy, man. When I need picks, do some different parlays.
We like the Rams in a route in that Bible, or no? What we got in the Rams notes in there, Eddie?
For Rams this week, not much is going on this week, but I got the Rams. I don't know if they're gonna win. The points, man, it's too many points to me. It's just too many points. But we'll see. I mean, like the Bills last week, I thought it was too many points. I was like, damn, Steelers are probably gonna lose by like a little bit over 10. You know what I'm saying?
And we were at Deej, we were big on the Rams first half too.
The Rams just burned me, man. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Great.
Yeah, me too.
I'll see you at 11, man. I'll be up there at 11.
11 a.m. Nice. 11 a.m.
You guys.
All right.
Peace. Run it.
All right.
Run it.